This will be a brief video. I just want to say massive thanks to the UFC for pairing these two guys. And I wanna really say that they did a wonderful job by pairing the two of them. I'm pretty much confident this is the best duo ever that has ever been in the world of UFC in the phone commentary booth. And I must say, I've been a diehard fan of Dominick Cruz for life. Really, I've been uh, I've been I've been a diehard fan, really been a diehard fan of Dominick Cruz for a very much prolonged period of time, and nowadays I need to pinpoint that Dominick Cruz is one of the guys who really does his homework, and not only a fighter, he is not only a fighter, he is a guy who will pretty much gladly he is a guy who will pretty much gladly grind it out. He is a guy who will pretty much gladly try to take part in every aspect of the game. And Dom doesn't have ghostwriters as well as you know. Unlike Bisping, unlike DC, this duo doesn't have ghostwriters because it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory for them. It's really much not mandatory for them. They don't wanna embarrass themselves. These two guys, they never embarrass themselves. They are really working like a real duo, like they're reading each other's minds. And got to say, when I was when I was taking part in this last event, I usually turn the mic off. I usually turn the sound off when we have Bisping and DC because they are always talking like it's some kind of a fucking podcast, and they really make no difference between a podcast and a UFC commentary. But Dominick Cruz and Paul Felder, they are cruel professionals. They are really guys who are taking part in professional stuff. And when you listen to Dominick Cruz, you see that the guy has understanding of every single position. When you listen to Paul Felder, you know that the guy has understanding of every single position, transition, sweep, a leg lock, even arm bars, even submission switches, even positions. Have you ever heard somebody saying stoner control or gable grip or monkey grip? Now people are going to say, what the heck do you know? Well, listen, dumbasses, I'm an MMA fighter. I'm training MMA, so of course I know. Of course I know whether somebody is right or not. I know whether somebody is telling properly or not telling properly. And you can criticize me all day long. I am always going to continue telling you that I know that, and you can try to downgrade me every single day, but I have the best anti-wrestling coach in the world, and that guy is a real Wikipedia for MMA. So he knows every single position, every single transition. And when Dominick Cruz, for example, was commentating the main event of the evening, I was pretty much shocked with the level of knowledge Dominick Cruz showed. As a former kickboxer and taekwondo fighter, I was thinking that Dominick Cruz was just going to focus on boxing aspect of Sean Strickland, but he was mentioning penetration steps. He was mentioning some things that are not easy to see, even for the wrestlers, even for the strikers. I don't know how Dominick Cruz is so intelligent. I mean, is this just the huge level of dedication? Is this just the level of knowledge that he built throughout the years? I really don't know. But I've seen amazing commentary fight IQ on the end of Dominick Cruz, and I've really seen brutal level of knowledge. Also, Paul Felder is very good for Dominick Cruz because I have a feeling like the two are reading each other's minds. You know when there is a chemistry between the two. Now people are going to say, "Oh, you're constantly giving advantage to the fighters." Etc. Well, anybody can be a reporter when we're talking about the media aspect of the game, but when we're talking about color commentary, when we're talking about the positions, sweeps, transitions, and all other aspects of the game, of course you need a fighter. Of course you need somebody who understands the topic, and of course you need somebody who knows what's this all about, who knows what is going to be the next move, and of course who knows what is going to happen next. And with Dominick Cruz, when you listen to that guy, you have a feeling that he predicts the future, that he knows the future, that he knows what is going to be the next move. alongside Paul Felder, because I really do believe that the two are heading ahead of their time. And casuals are constantly going with Bisping DC being the best commentary duo. Of course, for you, this is the best commentary duo because they're talking like it's because Daniel Cormier is like watching the phone every single time. Mike is talking about his life, but with Dominick Cruz, there are no talks about his life. There are no talks about what happened yesterday. That guy is keeping his private problems at home. When he gets the mic, he is the best businessman in the world, alongside Paul Felder. They don't even think about their professional problems, their private problems. They're just super strict professionals. And I'm not gonna say they are always in a great mood. No, I'm not gonna say that. Maybe they are not in the great mood every single time. But you can't see that on their faces because when they take the mic, you know that they are cruel professionals, that they are the most professional people that have ever stepped behind the mic, that have ever stepped into the commentary booth. They are really, really amazing. And, I'm always choosing people who don't have ghostwriters, who do their homework on their own. And also, I'm also doing my homework on my own. I mean, I do have money to pay ghostwriter. It's not like a big deal, but why would I pay for a ghostwriter when then I would know nothing? I would know nothing about the game. If I paid a ghostwriter, it would have been horrible for me, It is horrible for everybody to pay a ghostwriter because when you do that, you might get an excellent research, etc. But people are going to see that you know nothing about that aspect of the game, that you know nothing about what happened. Because I'm going to tell you one thing: people are not blind, and believe me, people are everything but blind, and people know when you don't do something properly. And in the case of Dominick Cruz, that guy knows every single detail, like Brandon Fitzgerald, like Jon Anik. Sometimes I wonder whether Dominick Cruz is just a color guy or he is something more or he is something above that aspect of the game, because I do believe that Dominick Cruz is one of the most perfect reporters, and I believe he deserves a shot at pay-per-views. Him and Paul Felder, they should always get the shot. They should always be better, and they should get the shot to commentate pay-per-views and high-level events, because Bisping and DC are more like podcast-oriented guys, and Dominick Cruz and Paul Felder are die-hard UFC hillbillies, die-hard UFC fight-oriented duo, and alongside Brandon Fitzgerald or Jon Anik, that could be the best duo or even the best trio that could ever commentate the UFC events. Now, I know I'm going to get wildly criticized by the casuals, but who gives a fuck, really? These two guys are amazing, and they're going to be amazing forever. I just hope they're going to be in the UFC forever.